This video is sponsored by DisabilityQuotes.com. They have been helping residents and also practicing physicians find the right type of disability insurance for the past 20 years. This type of insurance ensures that your income continues when you cannot continue practicing medicine. It's important, so important that I personally have disability insurance. Click on the link below in the description for a free quote from them today. What's up, everyone? This is Dr. Webb here. Make sure you subscribe. New videos coming every week. You don't want to miss these videos. In this video today, I'm going to talk about academic versus private practice. Kind of some routes that you can take after you complete all of your training, after either residency or fellowship. So after medical school, you do 4 years of medical school, then your residency, depending on what your specialty is, whether that's emergency medicine, is 3 to 4 years, internal medicine, 3 to 4 years, surgery, a little bit longer, 5 to 7 years. You know, you have dermatology, 4 years, urology, 5 years, 5 to 6 years. So after you are done with all your training, and some people do a fellowship, which is subspecialized. I'm subspecialized into spine surgery. So even though I'm an orthopedic surgeon, I'll be an orthopedic spine surgeon. So check out my video about my match day, and I'll put it right up here. But after you're done with your training, most people go into either private practice versus academics. Private practice is basically you either work for yourself or you join a group of other doctors. That's called a group. So some people will say I'm joining a group. Private practice means that usually you don't have a professorship title. Some people do, and I'll talk about that here shortly. But basically, you own your own business. You have to hire your staff. You have to hire your office manager. You have overhead you have to pay for. So you have your own business. There's lots of pros and cons with going into private practice, but generally private practice doctors usually make it a little bit more than people who are in academics, and there's always some exceptions to that depending on where you live and kind of your contract and your pay, kind of your pay, the way you're paid. But in general, private practice doctors in general make a little bit more than academic surgeons. The next one is academics, and this is at the med schools, at the residency programs, the surgeons, the doctors, the ICU doctors, intensivists who teach medical students or residents in training programs. Also, they have academic appointments, which means they're associate professor or assistant professor or full professor. And like I said, these are at the medical schools or the residency programs. Usually you have additional responsibilities of doing research as well. So in academics, you're responsible for doing research, and most places give you a extra day. You may have 2 days operating, 1.5 days of doing clinic, and another 1.5 days of doing research or academic kind of paperwork or different responsibility. So it's either, most people, private practice where you own your own practice, or you join a group of other doctors, or academics. And academics, you work at a medical school or a residency program or a fellowship program. And then there's the terms pracademics, which is kind of a mixture of two, which means that you are in private practice, but you still have some appointments at the medical school or at the residency program. So you're maybe assistant professor or associate professor, but you're private practice. In my program, we work with a lot of doctors who are private practice. So then they're out in the community versus at the med school at the county hospital. So it just depends on your program or your training if you get that type of experience. But I think it's good to train at places that allow you to see what it's like in the real world out in private practice versus at a county hospital where things can be a lot different. But like I said, in general, those are the two routes most people take, either private practice or academics. I mean, you have concierge medicine. I have an interview with a gentleman who does that, and I'll put that right up here. You have telemedicine. You have people who work for themselves, don't work for anybody else, or people who graduate from medical school and residency and decide to go in something else, non-medicine. I'm not sure why someone would do that, go through all those years, but it happens. So lots of different routes you can take once you're done with your training, but academics versus private practice are the two most common routes. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe. New videos coming every week. You don't want to miss them. See you next time.